Hi, thank you. I'm here for 3 reasons. I'm here for war, revolution, and 3 extraordinary human beings. I'm here because of revolution, war, and Noor, Larry, and James. I'm the real. So, are you curious? Do you want to know? It's time for a story, and I promise you, it's 100% real. The revolution was October 17th. And everything basically went crazy. We all know that. For those who don't know, a lot of social upheaval, a lot of things going wrong in the world. And back then I was just writing content. Writing and publishing legal articles. Day in, day out, day in, day out. And sometimes a few other people started writing with me. And then, one day, my phone rang. And that was the day everything changed. Because this phone started ringing. I picked up the phone, I looked at the number, it was a number from Egypt. And it was a number I hadn't saved. So I answered, I said hello. And on the other side of the line, there was a woman. And she called me, and she said, "Hi, is this Antoine?" And I said, "Yes, it's Antoine. How can I help you with this? How do you have my number? Why are you calling me? Etc., etc., etc." It's the same type of questions you would ask anyone who called you out of nowhere. Except her answer was a bit different. She said her name was Noor. She was 32, she lives in Alexandria, and she needed my help. I said, "What do you need? What's wrong? How can I help?" And she said she was living in an abusive household. Her husband was being very cruel. There was a lot of domestic abuse, a lot of domestic violence in the household. She was afraid for herself, for her children, and for their future. And she said, "Antoine, I'm calling you because I need help." And I said, "Why are you calling me? I don't even know you. I'm in a different country. I'm on a different continent. Why are you calling me?" She said, "I read your articles, and I really need a good lawyer." I said, "There are 600,000 lawyers in Egypt. Why are you calling me? I'm outside of Egypt." She said, "I need someone I can trust. I need to hire them discreetly. And it can't happen with my husband knowing." What do? You give her a lawyer. So I connected her to a lawyer. And I thought that was that. I thought that was it. It's fine, it's over. I just helped a woman change her life, and I'm very happy. I'm satisfied. I'm going to have it. And then something happened. A couple of days later, my phone rang again. This time, it was out there. She's 22, female entrepreneur. In fact, she managed a fund for investors. And she wanted to move her fund from Latin America to the Middle East. And she said, "Antoine, do you know any good lawyers?" I said, "Why are you calling me?" But she got my number. She gave the same answer. "I saw the articles on the website. I trusted the articles. I trusted you. I decided to give you a call because, for sure you know lawyers." I said, "Yeah, but I don't understand that I connect people to lawyers." "For sure you know lawyers." "Okay. What are you trying to do with the money? Why do you even have so much money? You're 22. I said, "Oh, I'm investing in women entrepreneurs to help promote gender equality in the region, to help empower women, to help empower a new age of business. And I need a good lawyer to set up my fund." I said, "Okay, here's a good lawyer." And I thought that was that. As you can see, I'm not very good at predicting the future, because then I got a third phone call. And this time, I swear, this hurt me. Because it was James. And James had just gotten terminated from his job. And he had a family to feed. And he had kids to take care of. And his wife was being hospitalized for cancer. And chemo isn't cheap. It drained me. Because he was crying over the phone. And he said, "Antoine, I need someone that can help me for free. I can't pay that. They can take money out of the system, but I can't buy it. And I can't miss it. It's all in our head. Anyhow. Listen, yes? Noor, Andrea, and James are real people. But you too are Noor, Andrea, and James. Because any one of us can get in that situation. And the proof is in the pudding. After James hung up the phone, I got more than 300 phone calls in less than 6 months. People needing lawyers. Turns out anyone could need a lawyer. And it's very hard to find a good lawyer. They're not alone. We could be them.
This is a big problem. But why? Because there's a war on injustice. This is injustice. When you don't have access to lawyers, when you don't have access to proper legal services, this is called injustice. Because how else do you go get your rights? How else do you go, get what's owed for you? How do you do what you're supposed to do in life? The entire justice ecosystem is built around lawyers. You can't access the courts without a lawyer. You can't go anywhere without a lawyer. Usually, first thing you do is, I have a problem, I need a lawyer. Let me find a lawyer. Then they direct you. Because it's not our job, it's their job, and it's their mission. They have a mission. But their mission isn't being accomplished. Had their mission been accomplished, I would not have gotten the phone calls. So there's a problem. What's the justice problem? Let's run some numbers. Maybe that will help, churn the mind a bit. There are 8 billion people in the world. 8 followed by 9 zeros, that's a minimum. Number's going to go up. How many lawyers are there? Who thinks it's more than 1 billion? By a show of hands. No one? Who thinks it's more than 100 million? By a show of hands. 100 million lawyers, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. Who thinks it's more than 50 million? By a show of hands. More people. Great. No. It's 20 million lawyers. That means for every 400 people like you and me, there's only 1 lawyer. How are they supposed to handle all of this? How are they supposed to market themselves effectively to be able to handle 400 people? How many people do you know? If you pick up the phone and you start looking through the phone, how many contacts do you have? 1,000? 2,000? You know 5 lawyers? Just divide by 400. He knows 5 lawyers, and he's a CEO entrepreneur. The average person doesn't have 2,000 contacts. They don't know 5 lawyers, and I promise you, he probably doesn't know enough lawyers. Because if he goes to a foreign country, let's say he went to a country, a bad city, and something happened to him. What would he do? Who would he call? New city, first time he's there. Language barrier, culture barrier, never been there before. What do you do? What do you do when your back's against the wall, you need a lawyer, and you can't find one? Because 1, they're scarce. 2, how do you know they're good? How do you contact them? How do you deal with them? How many lawyers do you know? This is a big problem. And this question is really important because once again, we experience justice vicariously. You only experience justice if a lawyer is there to help you get justice. If you want to go from point A to point B, from injustice to justice, that path invariably goes through a lawyer. But there are so few of them. And can a lawyer really handle 400 people? Because that's the ratio, that's the numbers, that's what the numbers are telling us. This is called the labyrinth of injustice. This is it. There's injustice in the world, and this is why. Because the legal system is opaque. It's very hard to know how to find a lawyer, it's very hard to find a good one. 2, because it's fragmented. Because just because you know a lawyer in your hometown doesn't mean you know a lawyer on a different continent, and there's no sustainably reliable way of finding that lawyer. Because it's archaic. Because this is what a lawyer's desk looks like. They use pen and paper day in, day out. How are they going to market themselves? The last time someone looked through an encyclopedia, there wasn't even AI. Now we don't even probably use Google anymore. We probably just AI stuff. You ask ChatGPT. How do I find a good lawyer? That's the problem. They're not on ChatGPT. They're not on Google. They're not on the internet for the most part. Sure, the big firms are there, but who really, what about the rest of them? Pen and paper is the enemy here. Pen and paper and archaic belief systems. Pen and paper and a lack of access to lawyers. Because a lack of access to lawyers means a lack of access to justice. And even if you go and find a lawyer, odds are it's going to be slow working with them. Because they have so much load. Because for every lawyer to give the average, they need to be servicing 400 people. Imagine if you had 400 clients. How do you do it? With pen and paper and a desk. You don't do it with pen and paper and a desk. You do it by digitizing justice. Technology is the key here, and for the past thousands of years, we haven't had it. But now we do. Because computers can solve all of our problems. And that's the clue. It's not about getting getting robot judges. It's not about using computers to replace the justice ecosystem. No, it's about using computers to make it easy for you to find lawyers. This is the legal revolution. It's a technological revolution. The reason I'm here isn't October 17. It's not that revolution. It's this one. The reason I'm here is because of the war on injustice through technology. And I'm here again because of the lawyers of tomorrow, because I believe they're the harbingers of justice, and they're the people who are going to help you and who are going to help Noor, Andrea, and James. But what sort of technology are we talking about? Are we talking about a technology to replace people? Are we talking about a technology to change who we are? No, we're not. We're talking about a technology that empowers people, that puts people closer together. I'm talking about humane technology that is focused on people. Because at the end of the day, you are the heart of justice. You make it happen. You're both just and unjust. And the way we deal together, the result of that is what we're living. So any technology that we come up with has to have people at the heart of it. And it has to have lawyers at the heart of it, connecting them maybe through one global ecosystem, because like it or not, we are living in a globalized world. We need software for connectivity, making it easier for you to find lawyers, because once again, if you find good lawyers, you have proper access to justice for you. We need technology to make lawyers more productive. Because then, yes, with technology, one lawyer can service 400 people. In fact, with technology, a lawyer could probably service 4,000 people with proper technology, but not with the technology we currently have. And the third thing we need is to focus on community. Because if legal networks are fragmented and opaque, that means the quality of legal services is going to vary from one jurisdiction to another. But by connecting lawyers to each other, by promoting an exchange of information, what happens is you normalize the quality of service. That means for a fact you're going to find the same sort of quality of services in the East as in the West, and in the North as in the South. And what about AI? It's the question on everyone's minds. Will AI replace people? We don't know. No one knows. Because AI is our civilizational event horizon. We can't see past it. It's impossible to see past it. Especially artificial general intelligence, AGI, because that's just going to change things. But will it? What's the mission here? It's about people. I don't think AI is anything more than a tool. And we need to beware the tool, because a tool is only as benign or malign as the people using it. And it's a force multiplier. It can empower you to access better services, but it can also put you under the tyrant's hoof. And we have to beware of AI. We have to beware of the bad side of technology. But that doesn't mean there aren't any rainbows, because there's such a thing as technological optimism. And really, honestly, through technology, we can actually truly democratize legal services. We can create an avenue for affordable legal services for everyone. Lawyers will no longer be only for the rich. They will be for everyone, because technology can make it happen, because AI can make it happen. And it will be very transparent. There will come a day when you can find a lawyer, hire them, work with them, exchange documents, exchange information, and pay them all through the app, all through the website, all through the internet. Someone will come build it. Someone someday will come build it. This is an inevitability. And imagine the good for the public this will do. Because with this, we can achieve a global human impact. Just by digitizing justice, we can achieve a global human impact. And maybe, just maybe, this is the promised land. Maybe tech is the future. Because it sure is a lot better than what we are living today. When we digitize justice, we're promising one thing: justice at the click of a button. This is the legal revolution. This is the legal revolution, powered by the lawyers of tomorrow. Now, one final question. What will you do? Will you watch Noor, Andrea, and James? You have to help. Will you stand by and watch while a woman gets beaten up, while a father loses the means for life for his entire family? Or will you actively help with digitizing justice? Thank you.